Hi everyone. I get a lot of questions about websites. So if you're operating a website and you sell online, then there are actually a lot of things that you need to make sure that you do to make sure that you have a high converting website, as in a lot of people that go on are buying. Now, we're only going to get 1 to 3% typically of visitors actually buying. If we're actually doing well, we'll be like at the 3 or 4%. So we need to make a lot of little optimizations to make sure that we're encouraging people to buy and to help them navigate our website. So a member of the community just reached out to me recently, and I gave them 3 key tips that I think will be like pretty useful for a lot of you. So the first one is, and I don't know why this is the case, but a lot of website building platforms really try and help you show your brand off. So they give like really chunky kind of headers. So if you go and look at your website on a mobile device, then a lot of these kind of default templates will have like 30 to 40% of the screen being taken up by that header. And maybe if you scroll, it hides or whatever, but as soon as someone goes on that website, they're gonna see that most of the screen's being taken up by something that they don't really care about. They don't really care about your logo. They're gonna go to the menu maybe later if they're convinced by what they see, but they're gonna have to scroll first, and that's what we want to avoid. So we want really thin headers. That's number one. Number 2 is, what do people actually look at? So this is more of a psychology kind of thing. I watched a presentation recently about presenting, and this guy was really captivating. And I'll link it down below so you can go check it out. But he spoke about the mind and what we focus on, and those were 3 key areas. So we like to look at things that are moving, things that are big, okay? So if they're big, you're gonna be looking at them. And then high contrast. So you'll see a lot of signs this way. I went to IKEA recently, and like after watching this, and I noticed that they use very high contrast, very simple imagery in their advertising, and that is to draw your attention to specific things. Now, they didn't have many moving parts. On your website, you can have things like, you know, maybe moving banners or scrolling items, or like I've seen like add to cart icons can like shake and whatever, and it all depends on who you're selling to, like whether that's appropriate or not. But you want to be using those 3 levers. So moving objects, big objects, and high contrast items or objects to draw attention. And then the last thing is, you want to really make it clear that when someone lands on the website, they've only got a few seconds to think, to understand what do you sell, who is it for, and where to go next, where they need to go next to actually engage with that. That needs to be all tightly wound right up on that homepage, because especially if you're, say, like paying for ads, or people that don't know your website are like finding their way to the website maybe through like posts or stuff like that, you have to like really build that trust and understanding of what you do like straight away. So you can't expect them to spend like a few minutes scrolling or looking through the menu and going, oh, okay, now they do this and this. All right, this is where I need to go. Like, you need to show them like straight away what it is that you actually do, what you sell, and how, like, what they can do next. So for Arianalo, my business, on our website, I changed our homepage around slightly about a month and a bit ago, and I saw our average engagement time, so how long someone spends on the website, go up about about 30 something percent. So this made a big difference, like, to us. So we show 4 customer segments. So it's either for your baby's nursery, for gifts, for events and parties, and for remembering special moments. There's like 4 key areas where we like try and segment our customers. So we show that straight away on our home screen with like these like, on a mobile, it looks like really well laid out. Like there's like a little grid of images with like the text underneath that shows all this, and it's like categorized into those 4 segments that I was talking about. So as soon as someone goes on our website, if they just scroll, like they'll see like some of these segments, and if they scroll just a little bit, they'll see all of them like straight away. So they know exactly where to go. So it just orients them so they understand like what your website's all about, because the last thing you want them to do is kind of be confused. Like, oh, what are they? I'll just leave. Like that's what's going to happen. And then a few other bonus like tips is, you can use Google's page speed test tool. Okay, I'll link it down in the article as well. That's a really good way to just make sure that you're not losing people because of slow load times. You want to show proof. So if you have testimonials, chuck them on even like the product page. Like if you've got a testimonial from somewhere, like say for one of your products, like put it on that product page. Like show people that you're getting that good feedback. And then make just any call to action clear. So if you want someone to add something to the cart, which is like most of you would, right? That button needs to be the high contrast or slightly bigger, and you can do stuff like moving. You just want to be careful. Like you don't want to be too kind of gimmicky or in your face. Like you just want to just do that strategically, not have too many moving objects to confuse people. So yeah, those are a few wins that I think like anyone can implement into a website. So go give it a go, and hopefully you see those visitors' views go up and that engagement go up as well. Good luck, guys. See ya.